So we're going to go a quick walk through the, well, maybe not too quick walk through the Video Game History Museum for CGE 2012. Here we have some cool merchandise, or kind of memorabilia. Nice Dragon Slayer lunchbox. And lots of nerd cool wear. Some of my favourite stuff, the board games. Do I have any of these? Nope. Not this time around. Last time they had Frogger, which I had. We've got Donkey Kong. Pitfall, never even seen that one before. And Dragon's Lair, never seen that one before either. Continuing on with the memorabilia, we got some books and magazines. You see the back of some of the board games. Donkey Kong and Pitfall again. There's the Classic Gaming Expo 2005 brochure. And some cool watches. Pac-Man and Frogger. The Pitfall hat.
You grew up in the 80s, either you bought Nintendo Power or one of your friends did. And you read it cover to cover until it fell apart.
Donkey Kong stick-ons. More Dragon's Lair merchandise. I forget how popular that was.
Wow, this is a
cool Cubert plushie. It's in a Cubert bin, which is, I guess, where the franchise is now. We'll just step back. So there's a fair size to the museum this year. Of course, where would we be without the Odyssey? Starting it all off, really. I got some of the Odyssey games, I guess. Invasion, Wipeout, Handball, Baseball, Volleyball. Very unusual packaging. Started that bad, reliance on cardboard for packaging, though. We know how terrible that is to collect. An Odyssey carry case. There's the Odyssey 2. Good Odyssey representation this year. There's the voice, apparently, too. The Fairchild, first system with interchangeable cartridges. Followed up with some rather questionable Pong systems, the RCA Studio 2, Coleco Telstar, Bally Astrocade, limited but cool system. Arcadia, very much an Intellivision knockoff, I'd imagine. Or am I thinking of ColecoVision? I always get those mixed up. There's an Atari Game Brain. See, pioneering the whole, brain training movement decades in advance. And of course, no CGE is complete without the Cosmos. And there's the... Can't really get it in short. Plaque for 1981 International Summer CES Show Design and Engineer Exhibit. And there's the prototype. Very funky looking 2600 there by Key Games. Sort of a laptop 2600, it seems. The CX200. Never even heard of those before. Heard of that one though. Who hasn't? Columbia Home Arcade, which is basically another knockoff 2600. The Gemini, yet another knockoff 2600.
Check it out.
That's what I took a picture of. Whoa. Is that what's his face?
My favourite Atari peripheral, the MindLink, which claimed to let you control the games with your mind, but it was really just by wiggling your eyebrows, because of course there was no way that was doing EEG measurements back in the day.
This would allow you to play some of the Atari 2600 games, 2600 and 5600 games.
Here's the kids controller, and the rather funky Cookie Monster Munch. The Atari 2700 with the wireless controllers, and the Japanese Atari 2800. Quite why they changed the numbers, anyone's guess.
Yeah, I got stuck because this one didn't.
Cool millipede frame picture.
It didn't do that well.
Moving on to some less successful systems than the 5200 box with the trackball controller. Now the trackball controller is a fairly awesome looking bloody controller. An absolute beast. Most systems are smaller than it, but you know, still pretty cool. Hard to get one working. And a VCS adapter. Lets you play those VCS games on your 5200. Interesting machine here, the 5100 system, referred to as the 5200 Junior, a prototype that's more down-to-earth and home-friendly model of the 5200. By removing the controller storage section, the 5100 is made for a much more practical system. Interesting. Unlike that massive centipede-sized box, which is definitely less convenient. And then a 5200 kids controller. The rather cool-looking, clear-looking Atari 7800. The choice of the experts. With a European kind of NES-style controller, much better than that. There's the light gun. Rare enough to get a box light gun, that's for damn sure. The Atari G1 light gun. Very few games actually works with the light gun on the 7800. Some software guides. Atari 7800 keyboards. Again, kind of got the silver paneling. There's a kind of a breadboard model. And a cartridge adapter. And of course, infamous computer space, which is really lens flaring on me, but I believe Scott Schreiber of Retro Gaming Roundup actually did the restoration on this. And he had a fairly short time scale to get it done in time for CGE 2012. So, congratulations, Scott, you did a great job. Looks marvellous. There's the Atari 800 home computer, where you can see the cartridge slots left open. Star Raiders boxed. A bloody massive double disc drive. Thank God we've moved away from floppies. Printer and terminal paper.
This is just something from my interest.
Touchpad for the home computers. Again, Atari, you know, getting in on some technology well before it would become commonplace. Another cool photo there. Centipede this time. Now here we have quite an interesting item. It's an expansion system. Very much like your PCI cards in today's PCs. Would have been interesting to see that idea actually evolved. Here's a cool Atari neon sign. And a guy in Pac-Man, or trying to get into a Pac-Man costume. Another touchpad. Some Parker Putter games. Always liked the Parker Putter artwork actually. Atari Light Pen. Oh yes, a portable computer. That would probably break your lap if you tried to use it in that way. It was the only prototype ever made, shown at CES. Features a 3.5-inch disk drive as well as a black and white monitor, but it's not exactly portable due to its weight, according to the blurb. That's understating it. The Atari Miri system, or Mirai. An Atari RoboKit, which everyone needed back in the 80s.
Because at the actual
There's the Atari Stay C4, or ST as it were. Apparently it's one of the last computers released under the Tramiel era, before the company was sold. Actually looks pretty interesting. Some more home computers. I have to say that's a very PC version or styled home computer from Atari. Fairly brutal American advertising there, the American way. This is about the only thing a Mac does faster than an Atari. Takes the money out of your wallet. Ain't that the truth? You kind of forget just how many home computer systems Atari released. You know, the 2600 gets all the, you know, the publicity, followed by the arcade games maybe. But there really was a hell of a lot of home computers. Moving on, in television. Television games. The music synthesizer, very cool item. A computer module, which actually looks a hell of a lot like a Spectrum keyboard, in a bad way. Apparently, the only Intellivision compatible keyboard component to be made widely available to the public, the ECS computer module would never see such much support. Only a handful of games used it. The Aquarius. Some Aquarius games. And not something you see every day. Well, unless you happen to work for CGE, I guess. The ColecoVision then. And its add-ons. Module 2, of course, was the steering wheel. The add-on system was actually kind of groovy, if you ask me. Though really, should I describe it as groovy? We have the expansion module 1. Then the roller controller. Not as impressive now as the 5200 version, although it has places for your normal controllers to go into. Get the buttons. Super action set controllers. Everything is boxed. In fact, that roller controller one, it looks factory sealed. Of course, the Atom. Kind of sealed Coleco's fate as much as anything else. Telegames Personal Arcade. So it was kind of a re-release by Telegames of the Coleco. TI computer, Spectra Video.